सर कैसे हो?
बस बढ़िया।
हो गया सर, वेबिनार हो गया। जनता
हो गया।
कॉलेज से आ गया सर।
एम फार्म स्टूडेंट का।
खाना हो गया तो खाना
नहीं नहीं, अब खाऊंगा।
क्लास के बाद।
क्लास होने के बाद। आपका हो गया?
अभी नहीं सर, क्लास के बाद भी लास्ट क्लास है।
ओके ओके। So we'll start. Good afternoon, guys. Yesterday we have started with the immunomodulator. So we have discussed the what are the immunomodulator and what is the common terminology which will be used during this immunomodulatory chapter, and what are the different terms like we have seen the immunology, immunity, susceptibility, reactivity, all antigen, antibodies. About this we have understand their basic definition, and we have also seen the what is the difference between the adaptive and innate immunity. So one could be like having the memory which could be respond to the in the future threat or future kind of infection, and one is the non-specific, right? So we have discussed about this, and even though we have discussed the first line defense or physical barrier, like we have seen the mucosa and all those things, so tears, how they will protecting from this kind of infection, and also we have understand the what is the difference between the immunostimulant and immunosuppressant. So in detail we'll discuss further when the topic will arrive. So now we'll yesterday we have discussed about the uh, primary first line defense, or which could be a physical defense. Now we'll see the second line of defenses. So you have that various second line of defense, nothing but like that which are present into your some of the process which could lead to, or some of the cells which could have the benefit effect from this pathogen, like exogenously infectious agent or toxic agent. So we'll see. First one is like natural killer cells. So these are the cells which infect the target cell by releasing granules which contain the perforin and granzymes. Phagocytes then kill the release microbes. So here how they will the, having the effect, like this will release some of the molecule or granule which are present into that, and they will target toward the infected cell, nothing but like exogenously coming the pathogen. So they will target them with the help of releasing the granulin like perforin and granzyme. So and after that they will have this process which is called as phagocytosis. So phagocytes nothing but the self-engulfment. So what they will do, once they will release this kind of granules, and they will lead to the process of phagocytes. So this is how these natural killer cells work. The second one you have that phagocytes. So phagocyte nothing, these are self-engulfment. So they will ingest foreign particulate matter. So they will directly they are leading to this process. Then third process you have inflammation. So this confine and destroy microbes and initiate tissue repair. So I think you have studied into your second year family that in the pathophysiology about the inflammation unit. So how this will take place? See, these are taking place. See, whenever there will be a activation of the some of the pathways, so they may lead to the destroying the microbes and initiating, and they are helping in the repairing of the tissue. This is how this may lead to the activity. Then fever. So intensifies the effects of interferon, inhibit growth of some microbe, and speed up the body reaction that add repair. So sometimes like if you like, I will give you just a simple example so you can understand. See, sometime what will happen when any child will undergo this kind of immunization process. So maybe there will be a chance that they will have that certain kind of fever. So that fever nothing but it will be helping uh, to inhibit the growth of some microbes. So what will happen, it will be having the speed of the body reaction. And sometimes like if you take recent example, or if you have studied in the recent days in newspaper or any news television, so you have one of the like Russia which has developed one of the vaccine for this COVID-19 pandemic. So the main person or main researcher who has involved in that, he claimed that if the vaccine is safe, but only associated side effect which could be associated with that vaccine could be a only fever. So that fever can be come down by the taking the just normal tablet like paracetamol. So like most of the time whenever you are going for the vaccination or any kind of process, so this fever could be having the one of the associate with that particular vaccine process. So these are the things which you need to remember, that these are the some of the second line of defense mechanism. So natural killer cell, phagocytes, inflammation, and fever. Now we'll move to the next. See, that is adaptive immunity. So adaptive immunity, about this adaptive immunity and all those things we have studied yesterday. That about the difference or difference between the adaptive and innate immunity. So before we'll go into the slides, so I'll just give you the brief highlight how it will be having the activity and what is this. See, this adaptive immunity or adaptive immune system is referred to the as an acquired immune system. So you understand the meaning acquired, because this is already is present into your like into your body. It is like having the specific kind of response to a foreign particle. So as the acquired immune system is a subsystem of the immune system that is composed of specialized systemic cells and processes that eliminate pathogen by preventing their growth. So this is what I mean to tell you, that this is having the specific process, because they have contained the some of the specialized or systemic cell which can having that process will be eliminate the pathogen by preventing the growth of the any pathogen into your body, because they will develop, because as you know, like yesterday we have seen some of the differences. See, they will having the development of some of the specific antibody to that particular antigen. So this is how they will having that effect. So the acquired immune system is one of the two main immunity strategy. Okay, so they are mainly found in the vertebrates, the other being the innate immune system. So these are the some of the system like which is having the two main immunity strategy, so it is commonly found in the vertebrate. So as you can see here, the first point, like it could be a referred to a antigen specific immune response. So this is what we are discussing continuously. They are the antigen specific, so they are not like innate that within a hour they will release some of the chemical against the any kind of pathogen. Okay, so but here what will happen, they are just directly targeting the specific. See, if you have that we have taken the yesterday one of the example of that rhinovirus. So if any person who have been that cold due to this rhinovirus, so your body will develop some of the antibody, or your immunity will directly target to that particular rhinovirus, and also that rhinovirus having the subcategory near about the 200. Okay, so in that they will particularly target that particular species only. They are not targeting any uneventually to the any other foreign particle. So this is what you need to understand, that it is a antigen specific immune response, and antigen first must be processed and recognized. So here we have as in adaptive immunity, as we can see, there are some of the specialized cell and there are the some of the systemic cell. So they will help in the identification of this which kind of antigen or pathogen is there. They will identify, then process, and they will move there. So you can see this as we are just telling this, that it is also known as acquired immune system. So this acquired immunity creates immunological memory after an initial response to a specific pathogen, and it may leads to an enhanced response to subsequent encounter with that pathogen. So here, as you can see here in the last point here, that it includes a memory that makes future response against a specific antigen more efficiently. So this is what I told you, that this acquired immunity or adaptive immunity, it will create some of the immunological memory. So your body, in that your body, your immunity will have that kind of memory to which they have already deal with that kind of pathogen. See, if we take again the example of rhinovirus, so your adaptive immunity know, or that I have been already target this kind of antigen. So in future, if you have similar kind of pathogen, so it will not take time, too much time to respond to it. It will having the immediate effect towards this kind of pathogen. So this is what called immunological memory. So here you can see that adaptive immune system, it creates an army of immune cells which specifically designed to attack that antigen. So therefore, we are continuously what we are talking, that they need to first identify the specific antigen. To them, they will have that immune response. And because how they will having that particular immune response, because they targeting the specific because they are creating one of the army of immune cell which will specifically designed to attack the particular antigen. And this process of acquired immunity is the basis of vaccination. Like the innate system, the acquired system include both humoral immunity components and cell mediated immunity components. So this will discuss in the further slides what are the humoral and cell mediated immunity. See, unlike the most of the innate immune system, the acquired immune system is highly specific to a particular pathogen, and this acquired immunity can also provide long lasting protection. If you take the some of the example, like someone who recover from measles is now protected against measles for their lifetime. So see, if you have been uh, got vaccinated, if you have not been vaccinated with any kind of viral or bacterial like chicken pox, measles, hepatitis, or any time, like if you have been missed this vaccination, and in future if you have been fed with any kind of this particular thing, and thereafter if you going for the vaccination, so this is what we have discussed, like it is the basis of the vaccination. So if you future, if you have been with this any kind of bacterial or viral disease, and if you have already been like vaccinated with this, so in future you will be a safeguard from this particular disease or which has been infected via the viral or bacteria. So here it means to say that just quoted the example. And if you like if you take some of the example like which does not provide the lifetime protection, for example chickenpox. So this acquired system response destroy invading pathogen and any toxic molecule they produce. So here like if you've been on chickenpox in any of age, it can be reappear. Okay, it is not like that one time, but what will happen the second time if you have been from the chicken pox? So what will happen, your body immunity, like this adaptive immunity is such as that they will respond immediately to that invading pathogen and any toxic molecule which they produce, and it will be not lead to the any kind of severe effect to your body. And sometimes what will happen, this acquired system is unable to distinguish harmful from harmless foreign molecule, and the effect of this may be hay fever, asthma, or any kind of allergy. So as you know, like every system having that both thing, advantage as well as disadvantage. So here you can see it could be having the one of the disadvantage, like you can say this, but it is not exactly disadvantage. Just for remembering, like sometime it will be this adaptive immunity having this thing that they are unable to distinguish between the what are the harmful and what are the harmless foreign molecules. So if they are also targeting the harmless foreign molecule, so it may lead to the some of the side effect like hay fever, asthma, or any kind of allergy. And this antigens, or as you know, like antigen which we have studied already. So but in also that in acquired immunity, pathogen specific receptors are acquired during the lifetime of the organism, whereas in innate immunity pathogen specific receptor are already encoded in the germline. So this is the one difference between the acquired and innate immunity. And this adaptive immunity, this system is a highly adaptable because of somatic hypermutation. What is this somatic hypermutation? It is a process of accelerated somatic mutation. Okay, so this is what you have generally studied into your this human anatomy and biochemistry. What are these somatic mutation? And this particular mechanism, it allows a small number of genes to generate a vast number of different antigen receptors, which are then uniquely expressed on each individual lymphocyte. So you see, I'll tell you or I'll explain you one more time. See, the system is highly adaptable. Why? Because of the somatic hypermutation. Somatic hypermutation, nothing but it is a process which will accelerated the somatic mutation. So what will happen due to this? So this mechanism, see, which will lead to the acceleration in the somatic mutation, which will allow a small number of genes to generate a vast number of different antigen receptor, which are then uniquely expressed on each individual lymphocyte. So this is how it will be helpful. And since This gene rearrangement leads to an irreversible changes in the DNA of each cell. Okay, since this gene rearrangement leads to an irreversible changes in the DNA for each cell, so it may lead to the offspring of that cell, which is known as progeny. Okay, which is known as progeny, which inherit genes that encode the same receptor specificity, which include the memory B cell or memory T cells that are key to long-lived specific immunity. So this is what its basic mechanism. So before that, if you understand what are the function of this what you call acquired immunity or adaptive immunity, so you also understand what is the function. See, acquired immunity is triggered, as we know that in the vertebrate we have seen or we have just discussed, when a pathogen evades the innate immunity system and generate a threshold level of antigen and generate stranger or danger signal which activated dendritic cells. Okay, so first you need to understand, see, acquired immunity is triggered in vertebrate when it will be triggering when any pathogen which will evade, okay, which will safeguard from this kind of innate immune system, and which will develop a threshold level, threshold nothing but a maximum limit. Okay, so this threshold level of antigen and will develop some of the stranger signal which could be danger also, and they may lead to the activating dendritic cells. So what is this dendritic cells? Anyone know what is dendritic cells?
Sir, cells on neuron.
No, 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 no. Anyone other than Jatin, anyone can answer. What is dendritic cells? If we, in regards to the adaptive immunity, see, dendritic cells are nothing but they are antigen presenting cells, and they are also known as accessories cells of the mammalian immune system. I am repeating. See, dendritic cells are antigen presenting cells, and they are also known as accessories cells of the mammalian immune system, and their main function is to process antigen material and present it on the cell surface of the T cells of the immune system. And you can also called as they can act as a messenger between the innate and adaptive immune system. So this is what we have seen, like if any pathogen, if it that evade that innate, so it can be a danger in that, and it will develop the some of the signal, okay, which could be a danger. So and it may activate the dendritic cells. So dendritic cells are antigen presenting signals. So now we'll see the function of this adaptive immunity. See, the what are the major function of this acquired immune system? See, first of all, its main function is that recognition of specific non-self antigen in the presence of self during the process of antigen presentation. So first of most function is they will recognize specific non-self antigen in the presence of self. See, how it will be having that meaning. See, non-self antigen nothing but when that molecule which will evade during the innate immunity and they will accelerated into the adaptive. So they this adaptive immunity need to identify that which kind of pathogen. The second function is that generation of responses that are tailored to maximally eliminate specific pathogen or pathogen infected cells. So generation of responses, as we have seen in the last slide, that adaptive immunity will create an army of specific immune cells. So How they will target? See, first of all, they will identify the specific pathogen and they will respond to a maximal eliminate this specific pathogen from the body or any kind of pathogen infected cells. And third most function is that development of immunological memory in which pathogens are remembered through memory B cells and memory T cell. If there will be any type of quiz or any type of question which will ask in the exam, like if you have that immunological memory, so who is going to remember this or which are the cell which will remember? So you have to uh, clear in your mind the three things. First of all, the immunological memory will be remembered into the adaptive immunity. The second thing, that it will be remembered through the memory B cell, and third thing, it will be remembered through the memory T cell. So these are the three main function of this adaptive immunity. So first of all, that recognition of specific non-self antigen in the presence of self during the process of antigen presentation. Second function is that generation of responses that are tailored to maximally eliminate specific pathogen or pathogen infected cells. And third function is the development of immunological memory in which pathogens are remembered through memory B cell and memory T cell. But in humans, it takes 4 to 7 days for the adaptive immune system to mount a significant response. So this is the one of the important point also you need to remember, that in human it takes 4 to 7 days for the adaptive immune system to mount a significant response. If we consider a common cold example here, see, in common cold, if you take tablet or if you diagnosis, if you have been prescription of any kind of drug, so you might know, you might remember or you might notice that thing. At least it will take 3 to 4 days for complete removal of that cold. And some person who are allergic to the cold, that is a different thing. But when the person is not allergic to cold and some during the climatic situation or anything, if any person who develop the cold, so it may take maximum or minimum, like minimum to maximum 3 to 5 days. So this is how that adaptive immunity will respond to any exogenously pathogen or foreign or any kind of toxic material. So I hope that you understand about the adaptive immunity concept. See, if we differentiate between the adaptive versus innate immunity, so I hope that you have understand now that what could be a major difference between these two, and we quickly will glance on this particular. See, they are specificity for particular foreign molecule. So this is what we are talking, that they are adaptive immunity having the specific response to a particular foreign molecule which is known as antigen, and which also involves distinguish self from non-self molecule. This is what function we have studied. The second thing, memory for most previously encountered antigen, so that a second encounter prompts an even more rapid and vigorous response. This is what we have also seen in the function. And adaptive immunity involves lymphocyte called B cells and T cells. So these are the some of the memory B cell and memory T cell which will having the immunological memory and which will be responsible to the remember the pathogen if they are again and again countering. So these are the just difference between the adaptive and this. Now we have that other concepts, that maturity of T cells and T and B lymphocyte. So as you know, like what are the common function of this maturation T and B lymphocytes? So they are developed in primary lymphatic organ, that is red bone marrow and the thymus, from pluripotent stem cells, right? These are the maturation of T and B lymphocyte concept. And B cell complete their development in the red bone marrow, and T cell develop from pre-T cells that migrate from red bone marrow into the thymus maturity. So here we will discuss little bit about this concept, that maturity of T and B lymphocytes. See, or T or B cells. See, the T cells mature especially in the thymus gland or in the lymph node. Okay, and whereas B cell will be having the maturation in the red bone marrow. See, since the thymus is only 10 to 15% functional in the adult, the lymph node take on greater importance in the maturation process. So here you need to also understand that maturation of T cells is mainly done in the thymus, but as we have just seen that 10 to 15% functional in the adult, so therefore the rest of the responsibility will be led by the lymph node, and which is having the greater importance for the maturation of T cell. And we'll see about the thymus gland. See, this T cell migrating to the thymus gland from the bone marrow will undergo a process of selection to eliminate not only the weakest cell but also those so strong that they may attack healthy tissue cell, like which are called as process autoimmunity. So here this T cell function is not only the eliminate the weakest cell, but they will also target the some of the strong cells. They may attack healthy tissue cells, and these cells educated in the thymus generally are either helper CD4 cell, or which could also known as suppressor or cytotoxic, and sometimes CD8 cells. And other type of T helper cells include T helper 17, T regulatory cells, and T follicular helper cells. So this is how this maturation process in the thymus gland may develop. And when we see the this maturation of T cells into the lymph node, see, that lymph node in that Navai T cells in the paracortex of the lymph node may be activated by the dendritic cells that have internalized and processed pathogenic antigen that made their way to the lymph node via lymphatic drainage from the site of infection or inflammation. So Navai T cells means new T cells. Okay, so these are the getting mature into the paracortex of the lymph node. There it may got activated with the help of the dendritic cells. So dendritic cells, about that we have just studied. So in that they will get activated and they will process pathogenic antigen and made their way to the lymph node via the lymphatic drainage from the site of infection or inflammation. This is how they will have the effect, and these T cells undergo clonal expansion and differentiate into functional effector cell, that is short lived, or memory effector cell, that is known as long lived. And functional effector cells migrate to the site of infection or inflammation where they orchestrate T helper or nothing but CD4 cells, or T cytotoxic or suppressor, that is CD8 cell function to combat pathogen. And these memory cells may enter into the circulation or healthy tissue site or remain in the lymph node. This is how they will have their maturation and function. And the second cells which we see, that B cells. So there in the second point you can see in the slide that its complete development into the red bone marrow. So these B cells mature in the bone marrow or in the lymph node. So lymph node partially, but there will be a complete into the this one bone marrow. And bone marrow in that mature B cell express antibody on their surface which are specific for a particular antigen. So their mature B cell express antibody on the surface, okay, to a particular specific antigen, and the antibody are expressed on the cell surface are primarily immunoglobulin M and some of the immunoglobulin D. So these are the two immunoglobulins can be on the surface where the antibodies are expressed on the cell surface, and these cells circulate in the blood or home to sites of infection or inflammation. So these cells circulate in the blood, okay, or sometime at the site of infection or inflammation. However, until they are activated by T cells, they do not proliferate or differentiate to form antibody producing plasma cells. So until unless they are going to be activated by the T cells, so they will not having any kind of like proliferation or any kind of differentiation to generate or to create a new form of antibody which producing into the plasma cells. And this is what about how this maturation process of T and B lymphocyte may take place in the process of immunity. So it is the like maturation of T cells having the primary development into the thymus gland, but due to the 10 to 15% working into the adult, the rest of the part will be get maturated into the bone marrow, and this B cells having the majority or complete their development into the red bone marrow, and this B cell having the function until unless it gets be activated by the T cells, and these T cells may develop from the pre T cells that migrate from red bone marrow into the thymus mature. So this is what like if before T cells leave the thymus or B cells leave the red bone marrow, they develop immunocompetence. So competence, what is the meaning of competence? Hmm? What is the meaning of competence? Baba, 18 people are there, all are sleeping. What is the meaning of competence? What shall I call name? Hmm? What is the meaning, Atul? Hmm? See, okay. This immunocompetence nothing but it is the ability of the body to produce a normal immune response following exposure to an antigen. So immunocompetence nothing but it is the ability of the body to produce a normal immune response following exposure to an antigen. So this immunocompetence is the opposite of immune deficiency or immune incompetent or immune compromise. So understand the meaning of immune competence. So before they will leave this T cell from the thymus or B cell from the red bone marrow, they will develop into the human or any mammalian that immune competence. So they having the normal response to the any foreign antigen. And B cells and T cells begin to make several distinctive proteins into the body. And this protein function as antigen receptor molecule capable of recognizing specific antigens. So this is what we are studying, that into the adaptive immunity, that it has been identified the specific antigens. So how they will recognizing the specific antigens? So because these B cells and T cells having begin to make several distinctive proteins, so this distinctive protein will function to a antigen receptor molecule. So they will antigen will go and bind to this protein, and the other your immune body will or adaptive immunity will identify this specific target or specific antigen, so which will be helpful in the further to recognize the specific antigen. So this is what you have that effect. So you understand what is the concept of adaptive and innate immunity, and what is the difference between that, and what is the maturation of T cells and B cells. So this is what a general introduction about the adaptive immunity and how this having the difference between adaptive and innate, and the time and the maturation of these cells. So now, before this meeting got over, it is a recurring. You can rejoin. Now we'll see the next, that is type of T cells. So there is nothing but like there are majorly two types. So one is that helper T cell or CD4 T cell. The second one is known as cytotoxic T cells or CD8 T cells. So we'll see one by one that what are these helper T cell or CD4 T cell, and what is this cytotoxic T cell or CD8 T cell. So these are the types of the T cells. So we'll see one by one. When you rejoin, we'll see.